Hey guys, so I haven't made a video in quite a while and I thought it would be cool to do kind of an overview of one of my first pieces that I made, custom pieces, and that is my Ghostbusters Proton pack, which I made in October of 2018, so about a little over 6 months ago. I had a lot of fun making it. I didn't really go for movie accuracy. I just kind of salvaged at different job sites and different theaters I was working at of stuff they were throwing out and put something together. It was a lot of fun. It got good reception on Halloween, so I thought, hey, I'll go ahead and show it to you. So this is the Proton pack. I'm just gonna do kind of like an overview of all the different parts of the pack and like what I used for each part. So yeah. For Halloween I also did Ghostbusters with one of my best friends who also made a Proton pack, which was more something that they modded from a toy pack at Spirit Halloween. Their final result that they made was absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna put a link in the comments to their videos so you can also check out what they worked on and like their overview of their process. So I have some better light here to kind of do an overview of the whole pack. So as you can see, it's 4x2. For the frame, I went through a few different different materials I wanted to use. That was actually probably the most challenging part, is really like how much weight you want to hold up with all this. So for the frame, I went to a hardware store and got a piece of 2x4 plywood. That's like a really cheap option to do, just because you can, like, people often give you plywood that they're throwing out from hardware stores. You can get that even for free sometimes. You can see it's not super thick, but it does have some weight on it, and it is kind of cushy. It's very like compact in general. This thing it's very compact. It's like really sturdy. You can flip it around if it falls. It doesn't break at all. And that's how I built it. This here is just like foam for upholstery. I bought like 1.5 inch 2x4 piece, and I rolled up I just like used the piece and just like rolled it up, and you can just kind of get the support that way. And then I was initially going to spray paint it, but instead I thought actually get a better result and kind of a more industrial texture through just using a bunch of tape. So I just covered it in tape. It holds the piece together really well, and I'm happy with that result. What I used for tape was, for the frame, I just use duct tape. For everything else, I use electrical tape. For lighting, it's really, really simple. This is just like a glow ring that you put in your bicycle. It can also flash like this. But it's really simple for that. For these two, they're just your standard LED lights. You can just hook them up to a battery and turn them on. Really, really simple. I think in retrospect, if I was to make another Proton pack, the way I would do it differently is I would maybe have these three guys actually all wired up together as opposed to separately. I wasn't as used to building circuits when I did it, so it was a little bit, the way I did it was a little kind of beginner, I guess. The shells that I use is just mostly, these are like the shells I use. They're like from just things I took apart at work, namely Balaces, which I didn't use any interiors of the Balaces at all. I just took the shells of the Balace off. They were throwing, it was at one of the theaters I was working in, they were throwing them out. All the hardware is like perfectly good hardware that they were throwing out of the theaters, so I just went and took that home. And the LEDs are just they're like safety lights. I just got those from the bulbs from Home Depot. it was all pretty. This whole like process probably cost me about like $50 to do, which is fairly on the cheaper side when doing a fairly intricate custom project. The ribbon cable I have here is actually purely cosmetic. I did not use it for anything. I just thought it was kind of like a nice touch. This stuff is so sturdy. It actually, for the straps, I have it screwed in to the interior of the plywood, and that's actually how I create the straps for it and how you can wear it like a backpack. For the sound, I use just a basic recording device. The tube here is a piece from a vacuum hose that I used to make the gun and like the trigger. This kind of is just how I do it. Here, to get an idea for the sound, so I'll turn the music off. So this is how the sound is. So this is just like a basic recording device. They usually are what you find inside of toys that have sound boxes, or like if you go to a place like Build-A-Bear, and you put record a message inside of the stuffed animal before you stuff it. This is like the same type of device they use. It's really simple. You just go in a room with good acoustics, record your sound effect, and then easy enough. It's easy to do this it's easy to use this if you're just working with like one sound. Only thing is it's like it's a little bit temperamental, and the battery life is not that long, so definitely get like replacements, and have a system so you can easily just like pop it out and put a new one in. Yeah, this was my Proton pack. Like I said, I didn't go for movie accuracy at all. It was just kind of like came up with my own take on it. I had a lot of fun with the process. Process-wise, it took about 5 days in total of like getting the materials. I started with making sure I would have good lighting and sound for it. The most challenging part was probably the frame, because you are working with material that's a little bit heavier, so having something to hold it up is definitely good. Don't use like cardboard or anything like that. I would say for like the lights, you could use just like blinker lights, like what you put in your bike, or just really simple like LED bulb, and hook that up to a battery. Probably how I would have done it different now is I would have had, like I said, I would have had the two LED bulbs hooked up to each other, and then I would have just installed like a Furman switch to turn them on and off. That's probably it for what I would have done better. But yeah, this is how I did my Proton pack. I might at some point do like a ghost trap. I think that would be kind of a fun project to do the same thing with some other leftover materials. But yeah, my friend Tristan did a Proton pack mod. So I'm gonna post a link to their video in the comments as well. Definitely check that out, because like what they did with it's gorgeous, and yeah, it was really cool too, and we had a good time on Halloween showing off our custom Proton packs. Alright, thanks guys. I'm gonna try to post like a project mod video like every Monday. It's getting kind of busy here right now with theater season, but hopefully I'll be able to keep that up. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.